Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Tuesday, September 28th, at 6:31 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 570 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Hot to trot, Shetland ponies prove popular during pandemic. Trump summoned the young, female press aide to his Air Force One cabin so he could look at her butt, new book says. AOC threatens to vote down moderates' bipartisan infrastructure deal unless she gets new information. Trump exploded at Melania over her infamous "I really don't care, do you" jacket, former top aide says in book. Woman who documented her battle with skin cancer on TikTok dies age 27. 20-year-old who believed he was too healthy to need COVID vaccine dies, NC mom says. Trump's mysterious 2019 visit to Walter Reed was just to get a colonoscopy, former aide suggests in book. I loved co-parenting with my ex. When he suddenly died, my world changed. California college student sexually assaulted, boys jump from window and rush to help. 3 Trump associates, including a Marvel exec, tried to get the Department of Veterans Affairs to sell vets' medical records for profit, docs say. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. British troops on standby in fuel crisis amid UK truck driver shortage, The Washington Post. Milley defends China calls and says I am certain Trump did not intend to attack the Chinese, Live, The Guardian. Connecticut Sun forward Jonquil Jones named WNBA MVP heading into semifinals, ESPN. Dak Prescott and girlfriend Natalie Buffett share a kiss after Cowboys win, New York Post. Pokémon Legends, Arceus new gameplay trailer, GameSpot. Biden plots debt ceiling strategy with Pelosi, Schumer, Politico. Logitech shrunk its excellent MX keys to create a mini rival to Apple's Magic Keyboard, Gizmodo. Congress must raise debt limit by October 18, Treasury Secretary Yellen warns in new letter as default looms, CNBC. Ford CEO, semiconductor shortage is improving but will extend into next year, Yahoo Finance. Ronda Rousey gives birth to first child with husband Travis Brown, page 6. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Maryland newspaper gunman gets more than 5 life prison terms. Paul Giamatti tells the epic tale of his Burger King for Life card. Janet Yellen, October 18 likely date when U.S. debt measures exhausted. Met returns with first work by a black composer in its history. New SNL comic is best Trump impersonator, CY. Greyhound settles lawsuit over immigration sweeps on buses. Pentagon leaders to face Congress on Afghan pullout decision. Eli Manning makes NSFW gesture on Monday Night Football and apologizes. K activists protest outside Joe Manchin's houseboat over budget bill. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Molly Tippett's legacy lives on in Memorial Run. Atlanta spa shooter to enter second plea. Korean War POWs remains flown home. Outrage over racist homecoming photo. Boy shot, killed while playing on porch. Man killed in Amtrak crash remembered. Clinic reopens nearly 8 months after shooting. Residents, leaders hopeful new IMCA will be catalyst for neighborhood. Teen last seen walking his dog. Thieves target Airbnb with guests inside. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Richard Powers on what we can learn from trees. Top U.S. defense officials face sharp questions on Afghan withdrawal. Pfizer gives FDA its data on vaccine for children ages 5-11. Why gas pumps across Britain are running dry. When Daphne left home. Pelosi plans infrastructure vote as safety net bill remains mired in rifts. New York City needs green solutions to flooding. Vaccine mandate leads thousands of New York health workers to get vaccinated. Tech stocks slide as bond yields climb. Jay Sandrich, Emmy-winning sitcom director, is dead at 89. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Chaos and violence break out at Maryland Six Flags, police launch investigation. NASA, at least 5 fireballs reported over U.S. David Marcus, America's immigration question will never be the same after Del Rio migrant crisis. Dubbo believes Clemson will use loses adversity to help rebuild program. 5 or more, higher fruit, vegetable servings linked to kids' improved mental well-being. Milley defends absolute loyalty to U.S., says Trump officials knew of calls with China. Ex-USC soccer coach tells of faking athletic credentials. Fox Nation to debut new limited series Cops, All Access with Geraldo Rivera. Illinois man wins marathon after 2 leaders take wrong route. In Virginia governor's race, Dem group posing as Republicans to try driving wedge into GOP, report. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Wednesday, September 29th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Baseball report, Yankees control their wild card playoff destiny. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Grandmother, 60, had all of her limbs amputated after she contracted sepsis on holiday in Spain. Navalny faces new probe as he is accused of directing an extremist network. More than 50 Insulate Britain activists arrested already released. Katie Price is hospitalized and arrested after alleged drink-drive crash. NHS nurse threw sickie to clean blood off seats of Mercedes after son kneecapped love rival. Wild West petrol panic, drivers spend night hunting for fuel. Greta Thunberg mocks world leaders as she addresses climate summit. The Crown's Khalid Abdallah films scenes as Diana's lover Dodi Fayed on super yacht in Marbella. Labour would scrap PM's vanity yacht to pay for crime crackdown. Teacher, 32, who had sex with female pupil, 17, at $30,000 a year Hurst-Pierpoint College is jailed. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. North Korea fires short-range missile eastward into sea, South Korean military says. Biden's moral crisis on the border. UN, new meeting this month to draft Syria constitution. Scars from 2015 Paris stadium bombing still wound victims. Albanian court orders retrial for former interior minister. How I got caught in Britain's petrol panic, hunting for fuel on a near-empty tank. American siblings return home after China lifts exit ban. British troops on standby as truck driver crisis deepens, and people panic buy petrol. Man charged with London teacher's murder to plead not guilty. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's US news feed. Miners trapped in Ontario mine will all be freed after a grueling climb. Milley defends China calls and says I am certain Trump did not intend to attack the Chinese, live. COVID live, Scotland delays vaccine passport enforcement, Turkey vows not to close schools despite cases rise. Britney vs. Spears review, Netflix doc is schlocky, trashy and deeply uncomfortable. Tottenham have no clear identity under Nuno Espirito Santo. Greece 2 by French warships in multi-billion-euro defense deal. Why is Hollywood still denying black queer love stories? Caribbean leader warns against challenge to Commonwealth Secretary General. I went to work for Keir Starmer because he promised to unite the party. I regret it now. Simon Fletcher. At least 25 injured after explosion at block of flats in Gothenburg. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Capital Gazetteer sentenced to life in prison. Watch, Biden gets COVID-19 booster shot. Afghanistan updates, Millie, Austin face grilling in Senate hearing. Apartment block explosion in Sweden injures some 20 people. Atlanta spa gunman Robert Long pleads not guilty to 4 murder charges. People of color face major inequities, data analysis shows. Marijuana use did not climb following legalization in states, study. U.S. home prices jumped by record amount in July. Lava from Spanish island volcano quickens pace toward sea. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. WHO horrified over sexual exploitation by aid workers in Dr. Congo. Germany election, Merkel heir loses support as parties meet. Most trapped Canadian miners rescued after 2 days. Afghanistan, U.S. General Mark Milley faces questions. Mark Rutte, Dutch police arrest politician over suspected plot to murder PM. Australian researchers uncover fossil of new eagle species. Blast years 2 through Gothenburg apartment block, injuring 16. Haiti polls postponed after electoral body is dissolved. North Korea fires missile, says South's military. China lets U.S. siblings return home after 3 years. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Meet the Angel of the Alamo, Adina de Zavala's grandstand in 1908 saved a landmark of Texas history. Hospitals, nursing homes brace for staff shortages amid vaccine mandates, COVID-19 updates. The Gabby Petito case has left Indigenous people asking how to qualify for same attention. Utah ghost town re-emerges after 60 years underwater, revealing a glimmer of history. USPS mail delivery is about to get permanently slower and temporarily more expensive. USPS says new service standards are coming, which could mean slower delivery. Obama Presidential Center to break ground in Chicago amid years of pushback. Hiker captures early fall colors in New Hampshire. A black cop's murder conviction was overturned. For Minneapolis Somali community, justice is complicated. Showbiz minute, R. Kelly, global citizen, Bond. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Threat delays start of in-person classes at San Francisco State. A bitter dispute ends as California water agencies pledge cooperation on Colorado River. LA Unified enrollment drops by more than 27,000 students, steepest decline in years. Can you hear it? Can you feel it? Santa Ana wind season is back. Rise in California homicides echoes the nation, but state fares better in violent crime, FBI stats show. Photos, SoCalGas agrees to pay up to $1.8 billion in settlement for 2015 Aliso Canyon gas leak. Well-known Los Angeles Police Department critic arrested in Hollywood on criminal threats charge. All California prison guards, staff must get COVID-19 vaccine, federal judge rules. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Wednesday, September 29th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. COVID in Israel, the 17% unvaccinated make up 60% of deaths this week. Australia has lost 1/3 of its koalas in the past 3 years. Philippines Senate backs bill to raise sexual consent age from 12 to 16. 19 of 39 trapped Canadian miners rescued, company says. Pfizer submits data for COVID-19 vaccine in younger children. Southeastern Rail nationalized by UK government after operator pocketed taxpayer cash. We cannot have this ongoing growth of the dairy sector, Irish EPA Chief Laura Burke says agriculture cannot keep talking the environmental talk while ramping up production. Europe must stop being naive, Macron says of submarine strategy signs defense deal with Greece. Revealed, exploitation of meat plant workers rife across UK and Europe. Blah, 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 Greta Thunberg lambasts leaders over climate crisis. Macron tells Europe to stop being naive after France signs defense deal with Greece. The Republic of San Marino votes to legalize abortion in referendum. Female Afghan judges hunted by the murderers they convicted. More Polish regions revoke entitled status after EU funds withdrawn. More Polish regions revoke entitled declarations over EU funds withdrawal. Prince Andrew to be honored with Platinum Jubilee Medal from Queen despite his active child sex trafficking cases. The next headlines are from Forbes. Capital Gazette mass shooter sentenced to 5 life terms for killing 5 people. Massachusetts Police Union claims dozens leaving over vaccine mandate, but state police say only 1 has quit. Inside Kinship, a butcher and sundry shop in Atlanta from to Aska alums. The San Diego hotel restaurants you don't want to miss. Toyota's Woven Planet buys Renovo Motors to enhance automated vehicle software. Tencent co-founder Charles Chen's Eden Prize awards education leaders from Stanford, prep them. Have we been approaching the skills gap in manufacturing all wrong? Q&A with MIT researcher Ben Armstrong. How E2 investors can attend to their investments while awaiting their interviews. FDA now weighing COVID-19 vaccines for kids, but will parents let them get the shot? Lori Loughlin to return to acting for first time since prison sentence. The next headlines are from Nature.com. From gold to Bitcoin and beyond. From the archive. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,734,545,513 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Amazon's Wondery rolls out kids podcast subscription service, Podcast News Roundup. Golden Horse Film Finance Market expands to record 63 projects. Endeavor announces first class of Impact Fellows. NBC's La Brea falls down a lost-ish rabbit hole, TV review. Lifetime's Janet parts the curtain on a legend's life and music. Lori Loughlin sets acting return in when Hope calls it Gat Family. Andrea Bocelli to perform at Global Lime Alliance Gala. CNN Plus taps Scott Galloway to host B's Tech Show, think Queen's Gambit minus the talent and production values. Diversity leaders from Sony, Universal and BMI to hold Fostering Change virtual AIM event on Tuesday. Kindness in Film Summit sets debut online conference with industry luminaries. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. For people who got the J&J vaccine, some doctors are advising boosters ASAP. The Atlanta spa shooting suspect pleads not guilty in 4 killings. There's a shortage of home health aides for the elderly, and it's getting worse. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar says NBA players should get vaccinated or be kicked off the team. Packs of ravenous wild boars are ransacking Rome. Women are barred from attending Kabul University for now, says the school chancellor. Anita Hill started a conversation about sexual harassment. She's not done yet. African researchers say they face bias in the world of science. Here's one solution. Pfizer submits favorable initial data to the FDA on kids' COVID-19 vaccine trial. Syrians have stared down threats to testify against Assad's regime in a landmark trial. The following headlines are from The Week. Joint Chiefs Chair Milley says he wasn't trying to usurp authority with China calls. The Evergrande crisis strikes at the heart of Beijing's legitimacy. Trump initially gave the order to withdraw all troops from Afghanistan by January 15, Joint Chiefs Chair Milley confirms. Lori Loughlin is returning to acting for the first time since the college admissions scandal. The bully has met his match. Trump loses Sandy A case against former aide Omarosa Manigault-Newman. Congress has over 2 weeks to raise the debt ceiling, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warns. Trump's former press secretary alleges he called her to defend the size of his penis. R. Kelly won't ever walk free again, legal analyst predicts. Pelosi reportedly had vulnerable House Democrats remind colleagues how terrible failure would be. Democrats are about to ruin their plan for electric cars. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. A Texas Professor's Guide to Learning Black History. The next headlines are from Universe Today. No news here, just a beautiful globular cluster captured by Hubble, that is all. This is the reactor that could make it possible to return from Mars. These are the news headlines for today, Wednesday, September 29th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Satellites versus stars, which will dominate the sky? Moon and Gemini before dawn, September 29th and 30th. How many stars can you see? The next news is from Politico. On climate, it's not 2009. Confusion over COVID-19 boosters lingers as states roll out shots. Milley, Beijing's fears of U.S. attack prompted call to Chinese general. Was it perfect? Of course not. Pentagon leaders defend Afghanistan evacuation at Senate hearing. Yellen pegs October 18th as best estimate for debt limit breaking point. Biden plots debt ceiling strategy with Pelosi, Schumer. Speed equals safety, inside the Pentagon's controversial decision to leave Bagram early. Milley and Austin head for Capitol Hill buzzsaw. Larry Hogan's audacious bet, a Trump critic could win the GOP's 2024 nod. People are going to get skittish, White House sweats over McAuliffe. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. In the Herald, September 29, 1986. Liberals suffer deadweight Nationals to stay in power. NSW shows Morrison how to sell net zero emissions to the Nationals. From the Archives, 1986, Ian Cohen, nuclear protester, takes a bow. Lend-Lease fund raises $115 on asset deal. NSW NAT support plan to halve the state's emissions by 2030. International airlines won't sell tickets home until rules clear. The latest illustrations from artist Simon Lech. The latest illustrations from artist Andrew Dyson. The latest illustrations from artist Kathy Wilcox. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Mark Hulbert, U.S. consumers are gloomy about their finances and that means a recession could be near. Coronavirus update, hopes rise that Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine will be authorized for use in children aged 5 to 11 by late October, and Russia suffers worst one-day death toll. Deep dive, only 47 stocks in the S&P 500 have fallen over the past year. Wall Street predicts they will climb up to 54% in 12 months. Market snapshot, Dow skids around 400 points lower as rising bond yields spark equity sell-off. Economic report, U.S. consumer confidence slumps to 7-month low on Delta and inflation worries. Washington Watch, here's what would happen if Washington doesn't prevent a government shutdown. Next Avenue, how exercise can help prevent dementia. These are the brands and stores that vaccinated Americans prefer, from pasta sauce to yogurt. Bond report, 10-year Treasury yield pushes back above 1.5%. Metal stocks, gold futures skid to around a 7-week low as yields, dollar pop. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Point Biopharma Global Incorporated, entry into a material definitive agreement, other events, financial statements and exhibits, Form 8K, marketscreener.com. Deep Protocol enters the Octopus Network AppChain ecosystem, iNews. Up to 80% rebate on patent fees for Indian educational institutions, Lexology. Unitary patent is coming, Germany ratifies protocol via EU Patent Court, market research telecast. The road less traveled, why arbitration is an increasingly attractive alternative for resolving IP disputes, intellectual property, United States, Mondac News alerts. Can AI qualify as an inventor for the purposes of patent law, UK Human Rights blog. Global drug makers fears over IP rights protection in Russia, the pharma letter. Meritorious win, patentability of computer-related inventions in India, Lexology. Replacement of doctrine of pith and marrow by Kapnick test, intellectual property, India, Mondac News alerts. 2 vectors of development of domestic petrochemistry, realnoviremaya.com, realnovremya. The next headlines are from Quartz. Berliners just voted to seize housing from big corporate landlords. African nonprofits want to decolonize donor funding. The U.S. infrastructure bill doesn't go far enough to climate-proof the electric grid. A Canadian study of COVID-19 vaccine side effects contains a major mistake. Pandemic rental assistance cannot get to U.S. renters fast enough. Cargo ships are so stuffed that ports are struggling to unload them. How mobile money grew in sub-Saharan Africa in the last 10 years. Small businesses are turning to loans that require zero human oversight. Can U.S. imports of rare earth magnets harm its national security? China's crypto ban could free up more energy than Finland uses in a year. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Research shows Apple's new Do Not Track app button is privacy theater. Following the nationwide police brutality protests, Department of Justice steps up to issue incremental updates to its chokehold no-knock warrant policies. Marvel hit once again by a state for some Spider-Man, Doctor Strange copyright terminations. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Will Smith. Champions League. Mel Thompson. The Good Doctor. Moderna booster. Mercury retrograde. Maya Marcano. Michael Porter Jr. Lil Wayne. Post Malone. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Moscow ranks among top 4 cities in world to live, work and do business, as report labels Russian capital a cultural gold mine. You cannot manage him like that, ex-PSG star Anelka claims Messi will not forget shock sub, expects very difficult recovery. Most Americans don't trust Biden and U.S. government on COVID-19 information, poll. France still an Indo-Pacific power regardless of any contract, Macron insists amid AUKUS pact snub fallout. Blast and fire at Gothenburg apartment block likely caused by explosive device, gas leak ruled out, police say, video. Can we feed hungry kids first? Brits unimpressed with Boris Johnson's plans for Galactic Britain amid benefit cuts. NY governor to monitor whether to bring in National Guard medics to replace fired unvaccinated doctors as mandate deadline expires. Iran and Venezuela strike oil swap deal in the face of U.S. sanctions. We just have to be greater, Team USA sensation Biles claims feats by black women are dimmed down even when records are broken. Yippee, Russia's Gazprom media launches domestic competitor to wildly popular Chinese video sharing social network TikTok. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Watch Live, Senators take Powell, Yellen to task for diversity shortcomings. Government shutdown and debt ceiling drama, what comes next? It's AF King Kid, Johnson & Johnson official says children shouldn't get vaxxed due to unknown repercussions. European gas prices hit escape velocity after Russian gas supplies plunged by 57% overnight. Stocks, bonds battered as news matters more when gamma is negative. Is the market melting up? U.S. consumer confidence unexpectedly plunges to 7-month lows as optimism slumps. Lawyers and scientists are building a case for why natural immunity should be treated same as vaccination. British Army on standby to resupply gas stations amid energy crunch. Yellen says debt ceiling drop dead date is October 18th. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Partners or rivals, Russia and Turkey navigate awkward alliance. Guinea military government presents charter for civilian transition. Tunisian parties announce coalition to counter President Said. This is why European energy prices are breaking records. Joe Biden faces defining moment in U.S. presidency. Palestinian village pledges to struggle until land is returned. The big delete, inside Facebook's crackdown in Germany. Colombia's aerial fumigation push fuels fear of coca conflict. Darien Gap, a migrant journey. U.S. military officials testify on Afghanistan withdrawal. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Consumer confidence drops to 7-month low as expectations grow dimmer. Infighting consumes congressional Democrats over massive tax and spend legislation. Cotton, a lot of Dems recognize Biden's performance in office is sinking like a stone. Nolte, report says CNN's Chris Cuomo kept job after making female producer feel threatened. North Korea launches ballistic missile into Sea of Japan. Jim Jordan, Biden administration has no idea how to handle border crisis. Watch, Eli Manning gives middle finger to TV audience during Monday Night Football. Video, Brian Laundrie's parents do not know where he is, lawyer says. Only 45% of Americans trust Joe Biden to provide accurate coronavirus information. Watch Live, Pentagon leaders testify on Afghanistan withdrawal. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Wednesday, September 29th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Ford recalls Mustang Mach-E over risk of glass roof falling off after mocking Tesla for same issue. Public urination at Glastonbury Festival leaves traces of cocaine and MDMA in river, posing threat to rare eels. Stop the Steal organizer Amy Creamer owes $20,000 in past due fines to FIC. Self-service honesty shop where customers are trusted to not steal goods or cash is doing a roaring trade. Glastonbury, drug traces from on-site urination could harm rare eels. Self-proclaimed shaman accused of starting California fire said she was trying to boil bear urine, police. Newsweek, Fox News host complains of being attacked by Trump fans for reporting facts on Arizona audit. Rolling Stone, Central Intelligence Agency reportedly considered kidnapping, assassinating Julian Assange. Indian state cuts internet to prevent cheating in exam. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Train with UTalk to learn foreign languages, and hear every nuance with these Vero noise-canceling earbuds. Dropbox, a Drop's new screen and video capture tool. Your code is sloppy, unless you're a computer scientist. Facebook won't force WhatsApp and Messenger integration on you, VP claims. Think the fax machine is dead? Not in Japan. 3 reasons why your team needs a sumo wrestler. Is the digital nomad dream dead? Microsoft CEO opens up about last year's failed TikTok deal. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Quantifying change on Barrier Island highlights the value of storms. What the fate of ancient cities can teach us about surviving climate change. Structural characterization offshore Newfoundland. Win-win, plan supports farmers to save Australia's species. Antidepressants inhibit cancer growth in mice. Cosmic impact destroyed a biblical city in Jordan Valley. Will twisted superconducting flakes make better components for quantum computers? New research links tree health to how birds respond to climate change. Largest trial of antibiotic amoxicillin for treating chest infections in children finds little effect. There's no place like home to track blood pressure. The next headlines are from Information Week. Data engineers in high demand, winning high salaries. Has your business defined customer experience correctly? In-house gatekeepers help SEOs drive digital initiatives. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Wednesday, September 29th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. 11,000-year-old solution to modern problem, ancient potato could thrive in changing climate. One Utah man dead, another in custody after Sunday shooting. Can the Great Salt Lake be saved? The rundown, Chris Stewart calls the Trump-Russia investigation the real big lie. Are you a healthcare worker? Tell the Tribune how COVID-19 denial and misinformation have affected you. See how LDS Church warnings about pornography have evolved. Coachman's Restaurant may return as part of new Salt Lake City condo project. Eye on the why, Bayou is about to prove what it's made of. Number 13, Bayou will need to fix defensive mistakes before taking on Utah State. Letter, instead of wasting American taxpayer dollars on military boondoggles, let's invest in America's citizens. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. 131 federal judges broke the law by hearing cases where they had a financial interest. Google tells judges it's so popular it's Bing's top search term. Film studio sue Nolog's VPN provider for $10 million. UK electric car inquiries soar during fuel supply crisis. SpaceX satellite signals used like GPS to pinpoint location on Earth. Why does the iPhone still use Lightning? Ford recalls Mustang Mach-E's over risk of glass roof flying off. YouTube valuable for teens' mental health, says CEO. A Tesla big battery is getting sued over power grid failures in Australia. U.S. to open program to replace Huawei equipment in U.S. networks. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Active shooter reported at Tyndall Air Force Base. Gabby Petito case, search for Brian Laundrie continues, Petito's family set to speak. Missouri locksmith dressed as George Washington charged for role in January 6 Capitol insurrection. Police ID woman killed in weekend shooting on Interstate 70. Missouri husband, wife plead guilty in Capitol insurrection. Pfizer submits promising data to FDA from vaccine trial with kids ages 5-11. Clinical trial testing ivermectin, 2 other drugs against COVID open for sign-ups. Some small businesses won't enforce new St. Louis County mask mandate. Hazelwood experiences network malfunction delaying bus routes. Schools in St. Charles County decide when quarantine students can return. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. California stimulus checks, October tax deadline looms for payment eligibility. One arrested after car rolls over in 4-vehicle Bonita crash. Watch, Florida deputies survive ambush during traffic stop. Power cuts in China may lead to Christmas shopping shortages in the U.S. Homicides up nearly 30% in 2020, biggest one-year jump ever, FBI says. She got game, Coronado Sr. shines as running back, linebacker on football team. Jurors to weigh whether man convicted of killing SDPD officer in 2016 should face death penalty. San Diego unified to consider vaccine mandate at Tuesday board meeting. Bill signed by Newsom could jail employers for intentionally committing wage theft. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. Chinese steampunk, the art of reviving dead insects. China vows to reduce medically unnecessary abortions, allegedly for the benefit of women. China gives heroes welcome to Meng Wanzhou, freed in apparent prisoner swap with Canadian hostages. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Wednesday, September 29, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. San Francisco police investigate early shooting. Still growing, Powerball jackpot hits $570 million. Mountain lion found in Daly City backyard. Power cuts in China may lead to Christmas shopping shortages in the U.S. Pfizer submits promising data to FDA from vaccine trial with kids 5-11 years old. Classes suspended at SFSU for ongoing threat investigation. COVID-19 booster shots now available, what you need to know. Santa Rosa horse therapy nonprofit struggling to rebuild after 2020 glass fire. Santa Rosa official proposes sanctioned sideshows. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. More than 24 theater artists to watch in Chicago, suburbs this season. Man who killed 5 at Maryland newspaper is sentenced to more than 5 life terms in prison without possibility of parole. Atlanta spa shooting suspect pleads not guilty in 4 killings. Return to form, fans rejoice in the return of live opera. Italy to play Argentina in Europe-South America title game. Nursing home staffs continue to lag residents for COVID-19 vaccinations. Arkush, the Bears are officially desperate and everything is on the table versus Lions. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for tropical cyclone San 21, population affected by category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Democratic Republic of Congo. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Bangladesh, Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Sudan, South Sudan. Drought is ongoing in Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Italy, Serbia. Drought is ongoing in Cameroon, Nigeria. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Wednesday, September 29th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Spring Branch ISD has never elected a minority to its school board. Lawsuit aims to change that. Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo to introduce resolution denouncing 2020 Texas election audit. After 5 years, Obama UHS to break ground on Presidential Center. R&B superstar R. Kelly found guilty on all counts in sex trafficking trial in NYC. Gabby Petito's family to speak as FBI manhunt continues for Frank Brian Laundrie. Miami leaders criticize former Houston Police Chief Art Acevedo's dance moves during unusual meeting. Sam, a major hurricane, no threat to U.S. Two wet weather systems bring rain to Texas this week. Cat Osterman ends pro softball career at 38 years old with final game. Introducing the equity report from ABC-owned television stations. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. The latest, Pfizer gives vaccine data from kids 5-11 to FDA. Mention, Sinema to meet with Biden in talks to trim $3.5 trillion. Milley defends calls to Chinese at end of Trump presidency. Weakness in big tech leads stocks lower in morning trading. Yellen warns delay in raising debt limit will slow economy. Yellen, October 18th likely date when U.S. debt measures exhausted. Pentagon chief defends execution of final airlift from Kabul. Sydney think tank says China less generous toward Pacific. Young climate activists chide world leaders, demand more say. Employer vaccine mandates convert some workers, but not all. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Early edition, why uptown Manhattan's housing stock has shrunk, the answer is rich people. Celebrates New Yorkers' most beloved bread product at this bagel festival. Tour a virtual gallery of NFTs, then visit one Earl in Bushwick. De Blasio visits Rikers, defends real impact of city's crisis intervention. Federal court clears vaccine mandate for NYC public school staff. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Human rights and immigrant advocates confront renewed attack on asylum. Guterres calls for accelerated action on jobs, poverty eradication. Extreme weather the new normal if global warming increases at current speed. New global meningitis strategy aims to save 200,000 lives a year. When Taliban ministers avoided eye contact with senior female UN officials. Biden disappoints, must do more, not less. Multilateralism is alive and well, Assembly President wraps up annual debate promising active and inclusive 76th session. DPRK says it will respond willingly if U.S. abandons hostile policy. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Gabby Petito was in 2013 irreplaceable music video for Sandy Hook. Peer-reviewed study, COVID shot more likely to kill children than virus. 2 Federal Reserve banksters retire amid questions about their stock trades. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. 4 to add 10,800 jobs making electric vehicles, batteries. Biden, McConnell get COVID-19 boosters, encourage vaccines. GOP blocks bill to keep government going, new try ahead. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Trump's press sec, he called me to insist his penis wasn't toadstool-shaped. Britney Spears tried to hire her own lawyer again in 2009, secretly signing court petition in bathroom stall. Prince Andrew rolls out new paparazzi defense. Mocking unvaxxed COVID victims is the new pandemic blood sport. Twist in the tale of Korea's dog-eating obsession. GOP launches fundraising frenzy off Biden vax mandates. Taylor Tomlinson got cancelled by church, then her comedy career exploded. Don't let the next R. Kelly get away with it for 20 years. DHS Cyber Office wants to see secret voting machine vulnerability report. Idaho COVID insanity shows how much worse the GOP can get. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Giants changing their Kadarius Toney plan after slow start. Russia investigates jailed Alexei Navalny over extremist group. Australia pushes for data restrictions to break Google's ad dominance. Tom Brady is launching a clothing line. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Massive fireball traveling 32,000 miles per hour caught on video. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Student who threw egg at French President Emmanuel Macron committed to psychiatric hospital. 2 trans women win seats in German parliament in historic victory. Accused gunman in Atlanta spa shootings pleads not guilty to 4 killings. Northwestern University halts Greek life activities after students report being drugged at fraternities. Photos of revelers drinking amid gravestones prompts apology from beer festival organizers. Lori Vallow, Chad Daybell to stand trial together for children's murders once Vallow declared fit. Man who shot up Tennessee Kroger had been asked to leave his job that morning. The following headlines are from military.com. North Korea accuses U.S. of hostility, continues weapons tests. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. 1 killed, 3 injured in Park Manor shooting. Delivery driver shot and killed on the near West Side. 8-year-old boy fatally shot in Markham late Monday afternoon. Daywatch, R. Kelly convicted of racketeering conspiracy. Radio host Eric Ferguson sued over alleged sexual coercion. What to know about boosters. Woman, 76, fatally beaten with unknown objects in apparent domestic-related slaying on Northwest Side. Obama talks about the mission of his presidential center ahead of Tuesday's groundbreaking. Who can get a COVID-19 booster? Where? Here's what Illinois residents should know about the next round of shots. White Sox single-game playoff tickets to go on sale Wednesday. Here's how to get them. Former Northwestern professor's defense blames ex-co-defendant for alleged sexual thrill kill. This is a beginning. Mayor Lori Lightfoot announces first citywide strategic plan to tackle gender-based violence, human trafficking. The following headlines are from phys.org. Risk of airborne transmission of avian influenza from wild waterfowl to poultry negligible. Optical chip protects quantum technology from errors. Unbreakable glass inspired by seashells. Joining proteins together with rigid links. Evolution and a possible geographic bias. Tracking muscle activity with clothes on your back. Plant compound may protect bees from deadly virus that makes them lose their way home. Whole heart computational modeling provides insights for individualized treatment. Tree Health Link 2 birds response to climate change. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Wednesday, September 29th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. How long does CBD stay in your system? The meaning of colors. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Stephen Van Zandt explores his fascinating and unlikely life. Russia opens extremism probe against Navalny and his allies. Green energy takes hold in unlikely places with Ford project. In Cuban Miami, police chief's reform agenda hits tight spot. Ukraine, Hungary summon ambassadors over Russian gas deal. Police release video of scene before Des Moines shooting Sunday, ask public for tips. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Protect your loved ones with life insurance from Family First Life. 27 best online slots in Canada, from real money slots to free spins. Solar roof company launches effort that's rare in Bay Area, manufacturing. Pac-12 bowl projections, Oregon on track for the playoff, ASU to the Alamo, outlooks improve for OSU and Washington. Niles, 50 years later, it's all Walt Disney's World. San Francisco homicides, 3 shootings, 2 of them fatal. NBA legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar calls for unvaccinated players to be removed from teams. High school football rankings, Bay Area News Group Top 25, Week 6. QB Power Rankings, Rams Matt Stafford, Raiders Derek Carr are 1-2 heading into Week 4. A champion Napa pumpkin grower dishes on gourds, gardens and Mondavis. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Treasury's Janet Yellen, Congress faces hard deadline of October 18 on debt. Sikh Marine says he might sue the Corps for right to wear turban, beard. U.S. Postal Service changes mean slower, costlier mail services. NY Governor Kathy Hochul signs executive order to address health staffing. Benny Thompson, January 6 committee chair, House panel to issue good number of subpoenas. Delta surge drove recent vaccinations, recipients cite hospitalization or death of a friend, poll. Dominion Energy looks to offshore wind to power Virginia's future. The big delete, inside Facebook's crackdown in Germany. Where women took shelter from abuse, Taliban now in control. North Korea launches missile as diplomat decries U.S. policy. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Precarity. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Wednesday, September 29, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Love Actually stage musical parody headed to Chicago. 8-year-old boy shot to death in front of Markham home by gunmen aiming for his older brother, officials say. Brussels sprouts coleslaw a Great Fall alternative to traditional dish. Teen girl missing from Lawndale. 10 movies Richard Roeper cannot wait to see this fall. Dear Abby, further thoughts on person vaping weed near a 12-year-old. Suburban activist, Chicago lawmaker hope allowing civil suits against illegal gun sellers will send a message. Menu planner, pan-seared tuna steaks will more than satisfy. 5 killed, 9 wounded in Chicago Monday. 1 killed, 3 wounded in shooting in Park Manor. The next headlines are from the Times of India. Labor survey shows 29% rise in employment, key takeaways. Appointing Dhoni as mentor is not to undermine anybody, BCCI. IPL, Kolkata outwit Delhi by 3 wickets in low-scoring match. Ban on international flights extended till October 31st. What the power crisis in China means for Apple. MHA extends COVID guidelines, all you need to know. Watch, Ashwin and Morgan engage in war of words. Archana Puran Singh memes trend on Twitter after Sidhu resigns. IPL live score, Mumbai Indians vs Punjab Kings. Kanhaiya joins Kwang, Jignesh extends support. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Wednesday, September 29, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Best of Houston 2021, Best Coffee. Best of Houston 2021, Best Tapas. The Very Young Rockets speak up at Media Day, 4 thoughts. Best of Houston 2021, Best Brewery. Preview, 72 Miles to Go, at Alley Theater. Hear Amanda Pascali's new single. Houston rookie QB Mills jumps into Rookie of the Year odds board. The next headlines are about world records making news. 6,000 risk V course on as Ilinks FPGA break the core score world record, Tom's Hardware. World Record Festival, 2021 WRPF The Bucked Up Showdown results, Bar Bend. In other news, license plates up for auction, charcuterie board world record and wedding held across borders 9news.com CUSA. Watch an athlete set the Guinness World Record for fastest 20-meter walk, on hands, Men's Health UK. Seniors are connecting nationwide to set a world record for bingo, Globe Newswire. Al-Asa Center sets world record with biggest number of date palm species, Saudi Gazette. Giant vegetables break 4 Guinness World Records at Malvern Autumn Show, Saugless. Facebook set to snatch world record for longest undersea web cable, TechRadar. Basic Fun, partnering with Timber Moose Lodge to set the Guinness World Record TM, for largest Lincoln log structure ever, PR Newswire. The already set Guinness World Records with largest toothbrush sculpture in Navi Mumbai, on India. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Andy Serkis' long road to Venom began with reading comics and an unexpected journey through the Shire. Artificial sweeteners may be more hunger-inducing than sugar for some people. 1Password will now let you hide your email for logins. Star Wars Diego Luna teases familiar returns in Andor. Logitech shrunk its excellent MX keys to create a mini rival to Apple's Magic Keyboard. IKEA and Sonos are back with a less ugly lamp speaker. Skullcandy's new cheap earbuds have their own voice assistant. China's a little bit to stop selling crypto mining machines. Ethereum researcher pleads guilty to advising North Korea on how to use crypto to evade sanctions. Venom 2's marketing really wants you to remember Eddie and Venom are a couple now. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Mon in Botswana at 123.8 degrees Fahrenheit or 51 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was University WID in Dome Fuji at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. We're about to run out of Atlantic hurricane names, again. GM's BrightDrop starts production of its F600 electric delivery van. To the mountain and back, Rivian's electric truck and its 314-mile range. New Azure Active Directory password brute forcing flaw has no fix. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Watch, GOP's Tom Cotton gets schooled after asking General Milley why haven't he resigned. Newly obtained footage appears to contradict Russia insider founder's claim that he never entered the Capitol on January 6, report. Democracy advocates were planning for vigilantes and military coups, long before the 2020 election. For some nursing students, vaccine mandate is a deal breaker. 3 Yellowstone wolves killed in first week of Montana's hunting season. Michigan Republicans avoid tough questions as they beg lobbyists and multimillionaires for cash. Federal investigators begin probe of fatal Montana Amtrak crash. General Milley, Trump issued order to withdraw from Afghanistan by January 15 after he lost election. Georgia's strict anti-abortion law remains on hold after federal court order. Abortion trigger bill coming to Ohio Senate committee. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. The secret to successful rewilding isn't trees, it's people. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. From the archive, nature.com. Opinion: Richard Powers on what we can learn from trees, The New York Times. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Memetics and neural models of conspiracy theories, Mirage News. $300 K grant to explore air cradle TM, feasibility addition to BERT, iNews. Natural selection at the RAS-GEF1C, GGC, repeat in human and divergent genotypes in late-onset neurocognitive disorder. Scientific reports, Nature.com. Researchers develop fast, low-energy artificial synapse for advanced AI systems, News Medical Net. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Wednesday, September 29, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Boomerang-shaped UFO reported over Sydney, lights up social media video. Former Pentagon UFO official to reveal shocking never-before-shared details. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Wednesday, September 29, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.